Hello everyone, welcome to FA Learning. My name is Rabi Alam and today I am going to discuss about deluge valve with dry pilot actuation. So this is the part 2 of deluge valve and the series of sprinkler system, types of sprinkler system, right? I discussed about wet pipe system, dry pipe system and deluge valve with wet actuation system. So now let's begin with the part 2 of this deluge valve, which is dry pilot actuation. So the link of all the previous sprinkler system types are there in the link in the description, and also you can access to my YouTube channel FA Learning. I will recommend you guys to subscribe my channel so that you can get the latest update on various FA topics. So let's begin now. Here we have a deluge valve model, right, with dry pilot actuations. In the left we have a model, and in the right we have all those numbering with the component description. So all the way from this line we are getting waters from the tie-in connection or from the water supply line, and then we have a isolation valve. This is a butterfly type isolation valve. If you can see this yellow one, the flapper, it is indicating type, means if it is parallel to the pipe means valve is open, and if it is perpendicular to the valve pipe means valve is closed, right? Now this line all the way from this connection to going this line to this automatic shutdown valve, and then from a T it is coming all the way to the deluge valve diaphragm chamber, right? We call it diaphragm chamber supply line. So this is a diaphragm chamber supply line all the way coming to the diaphragm and pressurizing the movable parts of the diaphragm to close the pipe from the input to the output. We have a shut-off valve, right? Automatic shut-off valve, normally open condition. Then we have here a strainer, right, to clean any kind of the dirt particle and remove from time to time. And then we have a automatic shut-off valve, right, which need to close the line once the system activate to avoid inadvertent to avoid the closure of the valve in when there is actual fire and valve in operations. So this one I will discuss in detail regarding their working principle. So all the way from this line, this supply line coming from this shut-off valve, right, and then at the bottom it is connected to the top of this line, right? So once the water is raised, this water will also come this side all the way from the top, and it will close the shut-off line. And okay, from the this is the input of the shut-off line, and this is the output. So those outputs going all the way to the diaphragm chambers, right? So this one pressurizing the waters and close the valve. The valve 3D model we'll see in the next slide. So this is all about the supply line diaphragm valves, and here we have a one connection. This connection we call this is the pressure gauge, right? And we have a manual control station. If you want to operate the valve manually, just open this one and pull the lever, and pull the lever so that it will discharge the it will discharge the water all the way from this drain line to this side, and it will discharge to the drain connection. And depressurizing the line, it means system activate. Okay, and here we have a pilot line actuators. This is the main component of this valve, which is playing a actual role in actuation of the system. We call it air water actuators, or we call it dry pilot actuator normally. Because we call it air waters, because at the top we have air from the compressor, and from the bottom we have a water connection all the way from this line, the one I discussed. And what is the working principle of that one, I will discuss that one in detail, how it works. Normally this is the point number 13 is the air compressor supply. So compressed air is coming from this line all the way to, we have a PRV here at, and then we have a pressure switch, right, air pressure switch that will give some indication regarding the pressure and all. It is mounted at the top of those dry pilot actuators, and this compressed air line is connected to this pilot line actuation, right? It is sprinklers, right? It is closed sprinkler pressurized with the compressed air. So in case of the fire, this sprinkler will be fused, and once it's fused, the compressed air will go out from the system. Once the compressed air will go out from the system, right, the pressure at the top of this dry pilot actuator will be decreased. Once the pressure decreases at the top, from the bottom, from the bottom, the pressurized water all the way from this line, the pressurized water, it will push the spring up, allowing all the pressurized water to discharge to this drain. Once the water discharges, there will be difference in the pressure at the deluge valve. Once the pressure decreases in the deluge valve, the water all the way from the bottom will be going to the top side to extinguish the fire, and then it will be going from this line to the various open nozzles, right? We know that one, that deluge valve is having open nozzles which will extinguish the fire. So once the system, let me erase all. So once the fire in fire condition system activate, right, and the water started flowing, right, we have a, if you can see here, from the bottoms the water started flowing from this line also, right, the water flowing from this line, and it is going to point number 7, which is pressure switch, right? So what means water flow, it will indicate that water started flowing to the releasing panel. And from here also we have a connection for mechanical water gong, right? So it will start gong, it will start making sound to indicate that there is a flow in the system or system activate, and the water we can be discharged from all the way from this line. Once this system activate, the pressure switch of the water pressure switch activate, it will give a signal to releasing panel, right? So now this releasing panel will send a signal to the notification system, right? There is a fire, and someone will come and they will work with that one. So this is all about basic description of the component of the dry pilot actuator, right? So let's move on to the components of the dry pipe valve. We discussed about how the system activate, right? Let's discuss about the component. Okay, here we have a general schematic, right? So here we can have a good overview of the different parts, how it is connected in P and ID diagram. Let's begin from the bottom. Here we have a supply line coming from the system, and it is connected to the control valve, and from the bottom of the control valve we have a line, we call it diaphragm chamber supply connection. Then we have a shut-off valve, normally open in most case, and all the way from this shut-off valve it is going to one strainer, right, to clean any kind of those foreign materials, dots or particles. And then it is going from a restriction, it is 1 by 8 inch restriction, right? And then this restriction going to a pressure gauge. Here we can see the water pressure into the system, and then at the bottom we have a drain. Now the same line is going to the diaphragm chamber of the DV5 deluge valve and closing the deluge valve, right, in normal condition. And thus it is connected here to a local control station, right? So if you want to operate it manually, just open the box and pull down the lever, the system will activate. And this line going all the way to the dry pilot actuators, right? As I discussed in the beginning regarding the dry pilot actuators, how it works, like air to water pressures, when the sphincter fused with the compressed air, all the pressure will be relieved. Once the pressure will be relieved, the dry pilot spring will be go up and water will discharge from the drain line, and due to that there will be difference in the pressure inside these diaphragm chambers. Once the pressure difference in the diaphragm chamber, water will be start pushing to open this dry valve and going all the way to the system. And once it go to the system, the water will come from all this open deluge nozzle. This is the basic schematic of dry pilot actuation with DV5 deluge valve. Okay, now we discussed about the DV5 deluge valve, right? It's a Tyco-made DV5 deluge valve. So how it works, right? As I said, in normal condition, right, this valve is closed, right? How it is closed? From this supply line pressurize the water from this automatic shut-off valve all the way from this T connection here, right? So let's see in clear view. the water from the diaphragm chamber supply coming from this port and pushing water to close this diaphragm, right, diaphragm seat, right. So it will close uh, from this one, right, it will close this one. So now there is no flow from this side to the top side in normal condition, right. Now in case of the fire, right, it is closed, but in case of the fire the water will be discharged, right. In case of the fire the water will be discharged from this line. In case of the fire, right, the water will discharge from this drain connection. Once the water will be discharged, the pressure will be the pressure decreases inside the chambers, and due to that the water from the bottom will be pushing up, pushing this one to open the line. So once you can see it's now at totally an open condition, and water can flow all the way from this line to the system, right? So this is the basic working principle of DB5 deluge valve. Here we have a cutaway view of DB5 deluge valve. You can see this movable piece, right. The movable piece is now in closed position and closes the line from the bottom to the top. But in case of this is in situation number the 1 in figure 2a, but in case of the fire it will depressurize and it will come to this side and system will activate. So this is deluge valve working principle. Now moving on to the automatic shut-off valve, right. Let's go to the 3D models to look about the automatic shut-off valve. This is the supply line, okay, and this supply line is coming to this deluge valve, this shut-off line, right, this automatic shut-off valve. The water is coming from this side, going all the way from this side and close this line, right. When the system activates, now we have a problem. We don't want intended to, it is the function of the shut-off valve to prevent inadvertent resetting of DB5 deluge valve, right. We don't want to close this DB5 deluge valve once it's actuated, because if it is in the fire condition, if it is closed, it is going to cause the problem, because the water will not deliver and fire will grow, right, and it will cause loss to the properties and the life. So what is the solution for that one? From the top of this line, right, from the top of this line, you can see this line is coming all the way from the bottom, and from the top it will close the shut-off valve. Here we have, in normal condition, water coming from the suction from the supply line to the diaphragm chambers, and it is going all the way from this side to 1/2 inch NPT outlet, right. So it is going from this line all the way from this line to the diaphragm chamber and close that one, right. Means it is from this line all the way from this line and close the diaphragm chamber in normal case. In case of the fire, right, in case of the fire, the water goes to the system, right, all the way from this top line, this line coming from the top, and pushes the spring to close. Now once this line is closed, from the water coming from the DB5 deluge valve, once it's activated from this side, it will close the spring and there will be no supply of water from this inlet to the outlet, which required to pressurize the DB5 deluge valve, right. And here we have a general view of this schematic diagram. We have a inlet, this side we have a outlet, and this side we have a connection from the top of the DB5 deluge valve. Once the system activates, the water from the top side will close this line. So it is intended to prevent inadvertent resetting of the DB5 valve after the valve initially in operation, right. The next one we have dry pilot actuator, right, the main component of this wet pilot actuation system, because it is the one which play a major role in dry pilot actuation. So let me explain the parts of the dry pipe, how it works, right. At the bottom we have water connection, right. So this water connection is coming from the here, right. You can see this water is coming all the way from this supply diaphragm chamber supply line going to the shut-off valve, right, and then from T it is going to the DB5 deluge valve, and the same line it is going all the way from this one to this dry pilot actuators, right. So normally the air pressure from the top, from the compressor, as I said, it closes the dry pilot valve, dry pilot actuation system. So in normal condition it is closed and the drain valve is normally closed, but in case of the fire the air pressure will be relieved from the system and causing the difference in the pressure. The water will push it up the spring, and then the drain system will be activated and water will release. When water will be released, system will be activated in the chamber, right? So the same concept. This is at the top. It is connected to, let's say it is connected to dry pilot sprinklers, right? In case of the fire, it will activate because of the high in the temperature. And here we have a water connection coming from the DV5 deluge valve, right, all the way from the shut-off valve to this connection. And we have a pressure gauge connection here to know what is the air pressure at the top. And this line we call it drain line. So this drain line is normally, in normal case, it is in closed condition, right? And here we have a general schematic of that one, all those components, how it works and how this takes place. So let me explain what is the internal working principle of this dry pilot actuator, right? So it will help to get some knowledge. In normal condition, a pilot line sprinkler is pressurized, right? In normal condition, the sprinkler is pressurized with compressed air and it holds the diaphragm number 7. It holds the diaphragm 7. This is the diaphragm, right? So in normal condition, air from the top side, it holds the diaphragm in closed position and disc seated against the water. And this disc, seated disc number 8, right? It is seated against the water. So the water coming from the bottom, right, from this line, and the air from the top side. It's closed in the normal condition, right? So what is happening in the case of the fire, right? In case of the fire, right, when there is a fire condition and pilot light sprinkler fuse due to the heat and temperature, air will be relieved from the system from the top side of this dry pilot actuators, and due to that the spring seeks and water pressure from differential chamber. We have a spring seat, right, number 6, and water pressure from the differential chamber of the deluge valve, right? Those deluge valve water pressure will be combined to force the diaphragm 7 and disc open. So once the pressurized water will be coming from the bottom side, it will force disc to open and causing the water to causing this seat to go at top, and then this line will be open. So once this line will be open, right, the water will be draining from the deluge valve and system will be activated. How it looks here in the 3D model, right? The water from the supply diaphragm supply line, it is going all the way from the automatic shut-off valve, right, and then it is to point number 12, which is air water actuators. In normal condition it is closed by the compressed air, but in case of the fire, its sprinkler system will fuse and relieve the pressure. Due to the difference in the pressure, the spring will go up and the water will be going all the way from this line to this drain connection. This is the basic principle of a deluge valve DV5 with dry pilot actuation. Okay, so we discussed about dry pilot actuation. Now, as I discussed that the air pressure from the top side holds down the water pressure from the bottom. So what is the ratio of the pressure? Means how much pressure in PSI we need to hold the pressure from the top and how much water pressure required to open that one. Here we have a graph for model DP1 dry pilot actuators for air or nitrogen. What is the pressure requirement? In the x-axis we have water pressure in PSIs. In the y-axis we have the air pressure in the PSI, right? All the way from 22 to 50 PSI here and 0 to 45 PSI of the air pressure in y direction. So this is the minimum system air pressure, right? This is the minimum system air pressure. Let's say we have 100 PSI water pressure. So to keep the dry pilot actuator in closed position, we need minimum of around 30 psi of air to hold down 100 psi of water pressure, right? And at what pressure the actuator will open, right? Because I discussed that one, in case of the fire, sprinkler system will be fused, the dry pilot sprinkler pilot line detector will be fused and air will be relieved. So due to that there will be decrease in the pressure at something around this pressure range, right? let's say around 15 to 17 psi pressure, the 100 psi water is more than enough to force the seat to go up and open this line, right? 100 psi from this side, at 17 psi from the top side, the water will be enough to force this spring go out, this disc go out and open the drain line and depressurizing the DB5 deluge chambers, allowing water to go to the system, right? So this is the pressure requirement for actuation of DP5 deluge valve and the minimum pressure we need to maintain. Again, if you want to have more details regarding this compressed air system and how it works, the dry pipe sprinklers and all, I will recommend you guys to go to my channel and watch the video dry pipe valve. It has all those details required regarding the compressed air requirement and all in detail with all those equipment in description.